Everyone will be starting shortly. I'm getting everything set up before we begin, so please bear with me. Okay. Done there. Close that. Don't need this anymore. Connection seems good, so we are good to go. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another stream of Apollo Justice, Spirits of Justice. Apollo Justice, Spirits of Justice. I just realized that it's a double name. Anyway, welcome. We're going to be continuing where we were last time. We had started the first case for Spirit of Justice, which is considerably longer than I have done in the other games. Like, it's taken me 2 streams to do the first part of it. I don't know if there's a second part. Probably not. But for an introductory case, this is a lot longer than I thought it'd be. And there's a lot more animation, a lot more cutscenes in just this one case. So, yeah. Apparently we might have like an hour or 2 left of this. So by the time we finish it, it'll probably be the end of the stream. But we shall see. To remind myself and everyone else what happened last time, we had come to the country or the nation of Khu'rain. Not Khu'rain from Japanifornia, where Maya lives, but Khu'rain as in Khu apostrophe RAHN, I think. Where they're very strict with rulings for law is the best way I can describe it. They pretty much just use spirit mediums to find out the real truth, and that truth is law. But it seems wildly up to the interpretation of the diviner, who in this case is a teenage girl who apparently seems quite happy to sentence a 8-year-old to death. Yeah, but essentially a guy who was guarding a sacred treasure had been killed, and the sacred treasure had been stolen. They think it's this kid called Albhi. And we decided to bust on in push ourselves into their culture and be like, hey, we're going to defend them. You're a lawyer? Yeah. Evil! Apparently there's some stigma about defense lawyers being evil. And there's a stupid rule about if the defendant is found guilty, the lawyer is also found guilty, which is ridiculous. And it was tough going at the start because no one trusted us, not even our own client. Until we're like, I'm going to defend you, even if it costs me my life. And it was like, okay. And then he started trusting us, and now we're in the moment where he's starting to believe in us and actually tell us the truth, so we can actually start getting to the truth of the matter. And we are currently now talking to Jesus. I wish I was joking. It's literally a guy that looks like Jesus. But yeah, that's pretty much where we are now, and we are trying to find the truth. So, without further ado, let us begin. Play. Hey, Raphotron, welcome. This was made by Capcom? I just realized I'm playing 2 Capcom games right now. Going up on there. Oh, good. Let's go. Go game. This one. Early? I mean, I'm not that early. I mean, it was only like 5:26, and it's now 1:06, so we're good. Really early would be like half 2 or something. Yeah, I wanted to just get everything sorted because it was going to take up that anyway, and because I started late last time, I wanted to try and start early this time. But we shall see. What I saw, baby. I told you it was Jesus. I guess I'll reread this just so let me have a recap. Not all of it, just each part we get to it. After the morning dance devotion to go back to my chamber, I got the notion. Hold it! I have a question. Lay it on me, man. How dare you interrupt the performance of the great Peace, Love, and Understanding. I was really enjoying that. Sorry, but, you know, there's something about the name I can't put my finger on. What's so funny about Peace, Love, and Understanding? You had a question for me, brother? You were playing something during the Dance of Devotion, weren't you? You know it, baby. I was playing my beautiful girl right here, this Dalma. In offering to Her Holiness, I played the music and the singers sing the summer ceremony. Mr. Understanding playing is the best in the kingdom. It must please Her Holiness greatly. Now then, could you continue with your testimony, Mr. Understanding? Oh, the Holy Mother, I keep on shuffling. This dull man still needs some luck. Hold it! Could you please point out one more time where your chamber is located? Yeah, man, no sweat. My chamber is on the way from the performance hall to the treasure room. So anyone going to the treasure room would have to pass by Understanding's chamber. Give peace, love, and a chance. I thought there was more to it. I was waiting for more to show up. Hold it! Even from inside your chamber, you can still hear what's going on outside. Temple is a groovy old building, built from Mother Nature's finest. Stop kissing it. You can hear a pin drop through the wooden walls, you dig? In an old building like that, I guess the walls must be pretty thin. Ah, that's such a Payne's voice. And that's how Misunderstanding could know the culprit's movements. It's all thanks to the Holy Mother's divine protection. Right on, my man. I dedicate this testimony to Her Holiness. Albhi was the only one. Hold it! How could you tell it was Albhi just from the sound of some footsteps? Albhi is practically family, man. The smooth groove of his shoes are easy to pick out. But how do you know he went to the treasure room? Didn't you think it was possible he went to the storeroom at the other end of the hall? No way, man. I saw him with my own 2 eyes. You saw him? In the treasure room. This is you can believe. My peepers peeked the sneaky Albhi. And tell us where it is you stood when you saw the accused, if you would. Shut up, Payne. When I heard the footsteps, I looked out the window. From my window, I could see. The window at the first floor hallway across the courtyard, you dig? It had a window? And through that window, I saw Albhi walking through into the treasure room. I haven't add this statement to the testimony. Yes. Could you please add that statement to your testimony, Mr. Understand? You got it, brother. Let me just check. Yeah, I guess these are windows then. I wish they would make like a different shape to the doors, because it looks like it's a separate part over here, like a different room. I don't think I can present anything yet.
Hold it!
Keep pressing for now. Through the window, you say? That's right, brother. There's a courtyard outside the window to my chamber. Across the courtyard, I can see the window of the hallway to the treasure room, man. Judging from the diagram, I guess that's plausible. A view from the courtyard from your chamber? How nice that must be. I bet it's beautiful this time of year, what with Khu'rain's butterflies flitting about. You know it, Pops. I often look out into the courtyard while playing my down mallet. And it goes a little something like this. Yeah, he does have a window there. Okay. Wait. That's devotion. There. I don't know why it's showing this again, because I... Pull the back out other than roll. Only Albhi to the treasure room.
Hold it!
How can you be so sure that nobody else was there? Whoa, man! You lawyers are as uptight as they say. Isn't it possible that someone else could have snuck past? The answer, my friend, is squeaky wooden floorboards, baby. It makes such a racket, not even the quietest cat could sneak by me, you dig? Yes, that makes sense. And all that just now was simply more of the attorney's unfounded suspicions, I see. That's the truth, baby. It's all that I see. The truth is all. It's everything. Words of wisdom. Words of truth. Baby tooth forsooth phone booth. Much thanks to Mr. Understanding. Let's bring an end to defensive grandstanding. You're not stopping me. Until my client goes free. Wait a minute, why am I singing? Right on, even the lawyers joining in, baby. Everybody's starting to feel the groovy vibe from my thought-out rhythm. I refuse to let him run this show. I think I found the floor I've been looking for. I understand it was in the chamber on the second floor, but there was something that definitely should have been blocking his view. The window I did spy it with my own eye. So what should have been blocking him? Let me review the evidence. Cerebral contusion. Devil's treasure room at the base of the altar. Goes in the dark. All of the hallway shutters will remain shut. Here we go.
Objection!
There's something off about that, Mr. Understanding. The music is off. I'm sorry you feel that way, man. Maybe this vibe ain't topping the charts where you're from. What's your poison? Orchestra? Jazz? Soul? There's nothing wrong with my ears, witness, but something not quite with your eyes. Misunderstanding. You've been lying to us this court. Now why would I lie? I got nothing to hide. Truth and truth alone is all I see. Lying, y'all? No, lying ain't my thing. I contend otherwise. Do you recognize this object, misunderstanding? It's a temple notice, man. What of it? In this notice, the following instructions to the temple monks is written. All of the hallway shutters will remain shut for today's dance of devotion. What you talking about, Phoenix? I'm talking about the fact that from your chamber, you couldn't have seen anyone going through the treasure room with those shutters. Through those shutters. That's what I meant. Looks like you didn't get the memo. No way. I don't believe it, man. If you don't believe it, why don't you read the notice for yourself? Let's see. Something for something. This music's all over the place now. Is that your idea of reading? I'm not so hot at reading Khu'rainese, man. Apparently we are. I thought it was in English. I usually get one of those other monks to read stuff, you know? Doesn't that make your duties as head monk a little difficult? Ooh. It's a bit quiet, this song. I wish it was a bit louder. Hey, cut me some slack, man. I only moved to this country 6 months ago. It's quite recent, isn't it? So, how did someone who's only been here 6 months become head monk of a temple? How little do you understand? Religious faith can't be measured in months or years. I've only been an adherent of Khu'rainism for 3 months myself. The Holy Mother's teachings really spoke to me, prompting me to stay in this country. Or the fact that you just thought you could, you know, take advantage, but whatever. Or was it the fact that there were no lawyers here that spoke to you? Mr. Penn, I know just how you feel, man. Her Holiness teachings spoke to me too. Ladies and gentlemen, I present Brother Dumb and Brother Dumber. Well, I know why Payne's son became a believer in Khu'rainism. But couldn't Understanding have had an ulterior motive for becoming a believer too? Mr. Understanding, were you really in your chambers as you claim? What? Hey, be chill, my brother. Weren't you instead somewhere else?
Objection! Mr. Wright, what kind of nonsense are you spouting now?
According to Mr. Understanding's testimony, he saw Albhi with his own eyes. Therefore, is it really nonsense to suggest he could have seen Albhi from somewhere else?
Well...
Do you have a theory, Defense? Do you know where Misunderstanding was, if not in his chamber? If he wasn't in his room, then... If Albhi had gone down the hallway towards the treasure room, there are only a few places he could have seen Albhi from. I do have a theory, Your Majesty. Let's say the witness really did see Albhi going towards the treasure room, but when? What then? The defense proposes that this is the only place he could have seen Albhi go down the hall.
Take that!
There? But you just suggested earlier that was where the true culprit might have been. True, but no matter how I look at it, this is the only place Understanding could have been. Mr. Foreign Lawyer, don't tell me. Are you accusing Misunderstanding of being the true culprit of this case? I am wondering if I shouldn't do it yet, because I don't have evidence to go to that effect. But it's the only actual explanation, so I... Yes, Your Majesty. I contend there's a strong possibility this witness is the murderer.
Objection! How dare you be so disrespectful? First you criticize her benevolence's insights, now you accuse the head monk of murder?
Objection!
This is the only place the witness could have been. If he was here, he could have struck the victim down from behind and moved his body to the treasure room.
That's nothing but groundless conjecture.
And there's one more thing. Do you remember what was said in the opening argument? The opening argument? During that argument, it was suggested that Albhi used his position as monk in training to get his hands on the treasure.
That's right. And what of it?
Well, why don't we try this twist on for size? The thief used his position as head monk of the temple to get hold of the treasure.
What?
What? You're joshing me, man. The key to the treasure box has been passed down from head monk to head monk. What better position to be in if you want to steal the treasure?
You can't possibly be serious.
Does this mean you're claiming that the Mr. Understanding's oath of faith is nothing but a lie designed to get him to get close to the treasure? The witness hasn't been truthful in his testimony to this court. So clearly he isn't above lying. Didn't you swear to your holy mother that naught but the truth would you bring? In light of that, I don't think it's unfair to call your faith into question.
Objection! This is ridiculous. Are there no limits to what this lawyer will say? I mean, lie is such a strong word. Maybe it was just a mistake?
Enough of the nervous wreck routine, prosecutor. You're just embarrassing yourself, man.
What?
What was that misunderstanding? Lawyer man, you really are the lowest of the low. You've gone and said something I can't forgive. You call my belief into question, my faith in the Holy Mother. And nobody gets away with that. Oh, he's become a rocker now. Okay. What on earth, that music? It's making my ears bleed. The speakers are even there. They actually modeled the speakers. Oh, God. This is the music of my soul. I'm going to say that his voice probably changed because it went a deeper voice. Death to the lawyer! I'm the Twilight Messenger. Can't you tell? Gonna take this lying lawyer straight to hell. Ooh, I like this. Like before it was fine, but now it's like, oh yeah! He's dripping with lies, running Philistines. I'm gonna send that lawyer to the guillotines. And now for something completely different. Hey, he made a Monty Python reference. Wow. Okay. That plinkety-plonk music just wouldn't let me express my rage. Your rage, huh? Isn't that the real source of your anger, having your lie exposed? You just don't get it. If I lied, it cause you drove me to it. All sniffing around suspicious and throwing out false accusations. Sorry, but as a lawyer, I'm afraid that's my job. Yeah, well, lawyers are crap. Oh, he swore! This game is mature now. Or at least he cursed. It's not a swear, but... Keep making noises, and I'll have to use my partner here on you. I'm the one making noise? Hey, so you want to know the truth, huh? Think you can handle the truth, do you? Fine. Let's see you try. Feel the heat of my brutal death beat. Savage, right? Sweating bullets, ain't you? springs of my soul are gonna make you mush pit right out of this gallery. Or peanut gallery. Did he really just win the court over with that performance? Yo, geezer, I got something to testify. Get ready for the howling of my soul. I call this chart topper soul screaming truth. When they reference Monty Python, yeah, it's great. Soul screaming truth. The priestess's dance had come to an end. To the music storeroom, my way I did win. Death, truth is what you dread. Hear me shred. From my spot in front of the storeroom, I saw Albhi creep to the treasure room. And treading from behind, hound on the scent, I saw Pat roll, and Albhi, after Albhi he went. Me and my girl, innocent and sweet, back by the storeroom, can't be beat. Okay, I'm digging this, okay? Then out went the power, taking to midnight. Blacker than blackest black, robbing all night sight. Yeah, baby, let that soul metal flow. What is that music? I've never heard anything like it. And it's so fast, it's making my head spin. This is Darmalin Metal. Yo, hey, yo, geezer, how are those ears ringing? I don't know much about music. Oh my god, he's just like Apollo. But I've got chills, and they're multiplying. Are you losing control? Hey, you scared, lawyer man? Run away fast as you can.
What a wonderful rhythm. The perfect accompaniment for further deliberations. Now, misunderstanding. What did you do? Where did you go? Where did you come from? What did you go to the storeroom for?
Hey, I went to put my Darmalin away. She's my precious partner. Gotta give her a good rest after playing in the right. But when did you lie before? But then why did you lie before? Because you'd send me to hell. Huh? We all know about lawyers and their lying, lawyerly ways. Am I right, people? If I admitted I went to the storeroom, you'd have drummed up a false charge on me. I don't want to get sent to hell. What do you say? He's right, that so would have happened. Now I see why that Defense Culpability Act was passed. You feel me, Khu'rain? Yeah, you said it. Is it too much to ask for a low-key trial? And are you punks ready to rock or what? I can't hear you. I said, are you ready to teach this blind lawyer how we do things around here? Yeah! Alright, then I'm gonna lay it on there one more time. The screaming truth of my soul. Well, okay then. That's poetry? Yeah, pretty much. Ooh, the music got a bit more. Hold it! You say you went to the music store. But how do we know you didn't go to the treasure store room to steal the treasure instead? And on what grounds would you base that accusation? Got anything to show for it? He's right, I don't really have any proof. Yet. Well, you can't prove that you didn't go to the storeroom either. Or treasure room. You stole the treasure and were ready to make your getaway when you saw Mr. Roll. So you panicked and ran into the music storeroom, isn't that right? Or I feel like I'm being stabbed by icy stares from every direction. This silence is your answer, lawyer man. This audience knows the score. Just what we needed. A moment of silence to bid this lawyer's baseless claim goodbye. Why do they have to hate lawyers so much in this country?
I said it before, and I'll say it again, lawyer man. After the priestess's dance, I went to the music storeroom.
Death, truth. Hey, I want to check something quick. Performance hall room. Where is the music storeroom? Because you're making it sound like it's a different room entirely. Like it's not this storeroom over here. It's a different storeroom in the building. But if that's the case, how would you know that Albhi was over here?
Hold it!
So what exactly do you mean by death truth?
It's the blade of truth. It's gonna send you lawyer souls straight to hell. Seeing blood will be the last thing you ever see.
I'm not sure I want to get what he's saying.
I don't expect a bobblehead like you to understand it. Either you get it and you feel it, or you don't. Simple as that.
Hold it!
How did Albhi appear at the time?
Come to think of it, he was glancing around all shifty like. You could tell he was up to no good. Sure, I tell you.
What's that saying about people who live in glass houses? Don't throw stones?
Well, he was about to steal the treasure, so it only stands to reason he'd look furtive.
Objection!
The defendant admitted he was sneaking in to see the treasure box. Wouldn't that be why he was looking around?
What's that, people? Only the Holy Mother knows the truth, you say? Psst, wrong. Peace loving knows the score, baby. From the lips to our Holy Mother's ear, an artist only sings what he saw there.
In other words, my reasoning isn't good enough for good God boy here.
God boy. And what did you see next, misunderstanding?
Hold it!
Something tells me this is going to be a spectacular waste of time, but what do you mean by hound on the scent?
What? You don't get it? It's always the same, y'all. Lyrics question without mercy. The more famous the song, the greater controversy.
It wasn't your lyrical sense I was questioning.
I say hound on the scent like a hunted dog, cause you know, Roll was a god.
Uh-oh. Yo.
The inspiration came to me suddenly like a flash.
Hold it!
That's okay. You don't have to explain your lyrics anymore.
Hey! You're the one who asked.
I knew I shouldn't have asked. Misunderstanding, you're still on the stand, so please stick to your testimony. You can explain your lyrics to me later in Dalmall class.
Fine, have it your way, geezer. The show must go on. Slash and thrash.
Hold it!
What exactly were you doing in the music storeroom?
There, get the picture.
Picture? What picture? Misunderstanding is a question that you do not ask him the same thing over and over.
Hey, geezer, you got it in one. Take a bow, baby.
How the heck did he understand that?
What was I doing in the music storeroom, you ask? I already told you. I was taking care of my partner in crime, getting ready to put her away. But see, would you believe it?
And out with the pennant, ticket to midnight, blacker than black is black, Robin Olsen.
Hold it!
Where were you when the power outage occurred?
Like I said, I was in the music storeroom. My girl had been sounding a little off, so I had to get her back in tune.
Isn't it true that you were actually in the hallway at that time?
The hallway, you say? Why would I be in the hallway?
We were waiting for Mr. Roll to come back from Mr. Troll from the treasure room. Now that he discovered that the treasure had been stolen, you were going to kill him.
Lawyer man, just as always, so full and bull. spewing noxious lies and pulling the wool. Oh, that's a new one. Filthy liar through and through, and I ain't never ever gonna forgive you. Utter lies with no evidence. As always, his claims are just tenuous. Hey, nice, prosecutor. I'm picking up what you're throwing down. Someone stop their jam session, please.
You've made your assertions clear, defense, but your argument is rather unsubstantiated.
That's no good.
What's so funny, please, I've been understanding. Nevertheless, the possibility is still there. You can't deny the witness could have killed the victim under cover of darkness.
Objection!
You're forgetting one very important thing.
Huh?
It seems you've forgotten that the outage happened by chance, not design.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's right. I did forget about that.
It's not like the witness planned the outage so he could take advantage of the darkness. And without darkness, it would have been hard to sneak up behind Mr. Roll and kill him.
You're right. Even I would notice something coming up behind me. Well, defense, what do you have to say about that? What can I say about that?
Mr. Wright, your claim is completely without merit. Unless you want to argue that the witness somehow magically made the outage happen.
Well, maybe not magically, but...
Wait, that's it.
I contend the witness could have made the power outage happen, with no magic necessary.
What?
You have a theory, defense? All he had to do was make use of something shown on this diagram. The breaker right next to the storeroom, obviously. That's been there the whole time, but there was no way to present it, and now I can. Oop, not that.
Take that!
The witness was in the storeroom. The circuit box is on the storeroom end of, on the storeroom end of the hallway. Ugh. There's nothing really magical about turning off the breaker, wouldn't you say?
Nice try, but that theory doesn't hold water, you lawyer man.
And why not?
Saying I turned the breaker off and then snuck up Mr. Roll and hit him? In pitch black darkness with no source of light whatsoever? Is that what you're saying? The light's off. That hallway is blacker than 100 midnights. You can't see the hand in front of your face. How could anybody commit murder like that? Unless it was somebody standing right in front of the victim like the accused.
I hate when he's right. I can't just let this point stand. Well, maybe the victim was holding something that served as a guide. A guide through the darkness?
Something? That's more than a little vague, wouldn't you agree? You ain't gonna move this broom with half a baked punch like that, bro. You gotta hit him hard, really make him feel it, you hear me? Just like my verse, baby, woo!
Well, I'm afraid I don't understand the witness's lyrics very well either. But in our trial, your arguments have to be clear and precise. Let's see some of that clarity and precision now, defense. Uh-oh. What do I do? Can you present to us something that could have served as a guide through the darkness?
Yes.
I already got the idea in my mind. Yes, I can. Because there has to be something. All right. Let's see what you have, defense. What could the victim have been holding that served as a guide through the darkness?
Take that!
I believe the victim was holding the treasure box.
Huh? Huh? Have you gone mad?
Well, the box glows in the dark, so you could use it as a sort of beacon. Well, I guess you're right.
But why in the world would the victim be holding the treasure box?
Oh, well, because this is as good as mine.
What is this lawyer talking about? Nonsense of lawyers, yes again!
Just get rid of the death penalty already. Is there no way to win them over? Defense. Are we going to be needing those tongue shears after all?
No, Your Majesty. Yeah, man, do it. Then we can jam out to this lawyer's shrieks of pain. Better get the shrieks of agony out now, lawyer. Well, you still have a tongue to scream with.
I guess I'd better come up with a reason. No pressure or anything. As to why the victim was holding the treasure box, it can easily be explained as thus. Brain, don't fail me now. What reason could the victim possibly have to have hold the treasure box? The victim was holding the treasure box because he was... Now, I don't think it's going to be the second one. It might be the first, and it might be the third. The first one, obviously, because he's a security guard. And he would be like, wait a minute, it's open. Where's the treasure? You know, and then he'd be carrying it around trying to find it. Or, as a thief, he would be like, why is the treasure gone? Plus, why would he have his mask up? I just remembered that detail. He had his mask pulled up, and he was going to steal it by that logic. Because why would the guard pull his scarf up? It's an idea I just happened to stumble upon. But I think it might just be the answer. And it would turn this whole trial upside down. Hello, defense? Are you still with us? Let's hear this easy explanation you promised. Isn't it possible that it was because the victim himself was the thief? The victim?
The thief? What kind of fool are you spewing now?
Your Majesty, this guy's off his rocker. If the victim was the thief, everything we've learned so far would make all sense. Or make all the sense. And it would give us a completely new way to interpret the victim's actions. After the morning dance and devotion, Mr. Roll went to the treasure room. He grabbed the box that contained the treasure and started to take off with it. But then he ran into Albhi on the Great Stairs. That's why Mr. Roll pulled his gun on him. Then, when the blackout occurred, Mr. Roll was bludgeoned to death in the darkness. This explains why the victim could be holding the glowing treasure box in the dark, and how it could have been possible for someone other than the accused to kill him.
You have any idea what you're saying?
You're unbelievable, lawyer man. I think you've lost it. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard. Roll trying to roll the temple. That devout believer, that pious Khu'rainist. I won't allow you to disparage the victim's departed soul with unfounded allegations. I hope you're prepared to back up your claim. Of course, Your Majesty.
Oh, really? In that case, can we assume you have proof?
Uh-oh. Proof, huh? Do I have any proof? I can't back down now. Yes, I have proof. In my dreams. The proof that Mr. Roll was the thief may have been left behind on a certain piece of evidence. Very well. Let's see your evidence and be ready to stand behind it. Footprints, fingerprints, I'll take anything at this point. I need proof, something that would have been involved with the theft. And that might still have some trace of evidence left on it. What proof do you have that the victim might have been the thief? Again, he has blood on his hands.
Take that!
The defense would like to examine this piece of evidence. Would you now? I don't think that piece of evidence will give us any new answers. Whoops, looks like I got it wrong. Perhaps you would like to examine this penalty instead. Ah! Okay, don't overthink this, Phoenix. It's got to be something that might still hold some trace of it being touched. And if the victim was the thief, what's something he could have touched? It's either going to be the image with the box, or it's going to be the box itself that I have to present. I'll give you another chance, defense. And this time, show me evidence you can stand behind. Footprints, fingerprints, I'll take anything, blah, 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 blah.
Take that!
The defense would like to examine the treasure box. There might be some trace evidence on it that would show that the victim held it. Right? You better hope you turn up something more than definitive than that, defense. Yes, sir, your majesty. Very well. Bailiff, bring the treasure box. Oh, it's actually on the desk. I thought it'd have its own separate thing or something. Or it'd just be an image. There you are, defense. You're free to examine it. If I don't find something now, my entire argument up to this point will be blown. Plus, there's that little matter of the old tongue shears and dying. I have to find something. I just have to. Now, to make sure I remember how to do this, I can rotate the evidence with the buttons. I can also use these buttons to zoom in and out to get a better look. And if I get too turn around, I can always reset with N to return things to its initial state. I better search every inch of this box carefully. Examine everything of interest in detail with space. Or, instead I could just click it. This is the lock. It's forced open. I don't really see anything else of note about it. There's the butterfly. There's a butterfly relief here. I've seen the same butterfly shape here and there all over Khu'rain. Interesting, but I guess it doesn't have anything to really help, or it doesn't have anything... Doesn't really help to prove me anything! God! Nothing on the base. So this is where the Founder's Orb was, huh? Doubt there's any trace of the orb left now. Although I don't really know anything about the orb, so who knows? The lid of the box was forced open. But while the victim was holding the box, the lid must have been closed. I'll try closing the lid too. Hey! What? You son of a... You locked it! So? What's the big deal? I thought you could open it with that key you're wearing. Yeah, I can. No sweat. Then why is there a bucket load of dripping? Why is there a bucket load dripping off of you there? I think I'd like to open this box back up again. Could you lend me your Magatama key? Sure. Okay, let's see. Where's the keyhole? Well, it's the Magatama key. So wouldn't it go in the hole above the Magatama mark? Oh, yeah. Huh? Won't open. Huh. Would you look at that? That thief must have busted the lock when they forced the box open. Really? Because I'm not so sure about that. In any case, I better take another good look. I have to find proof that the victim was holding his box. This is the lock. It was forced open. I don't really see anything else of note about it. This bloodstain. It shows an outline of a hand. Could this be what I've been looking for? Your Majesty, take a look at this. There's a bloodstain here that outlines the shape of a hand. Really? Let me see that. Oh my, you're right. Now I'm getting somewhere. I believe the bloodstain is an outline of the victim's hand as he was holding the box. What? Even as he was about to be struck, he held on tight with the precious treasure box. After all, he'd gone through a lot of trouble to steal it. The blood from his head wound spattered across his hand onto the box. How would something from his head reach his hand that's near his side or in front of him when he was hit from behind? That makes no sense.
Objection!
Your Majesty, don't let yourself be taken in. It's just more of this Laureline deceit.
What do you mean?
Mr. Wright, where is your proof that the outline is that of the victim's hand?
What? I should have seen this coming.
Either show proof or prepare to meet the shears. Or you could save us some time and bite your tongue out now and submit it instead.
Payne, you've changed. You used to be so funny, and now you've become a murderer because you don't care. You want me to die. You want me to bite my own tongue off. You're weird, man. That I did not see coming.
Well, defense, I've done it in the wrong voice.
Well, defense, how about it? Did you have proof that the outline is the victim's hand? Where would the proof of something like that even be? Please submit your evidence at this time. What evidence shows that the outline on the treasure box is of the victim's hand? Well, now I can present this. I just did it in the wrong order, I guess.
Take that!
I've got it. This is the evidence that's going to save my beloved tongue. Mr. Payne, despite your claims about my forked tongue, it just so happens I have proof. I have the proof you require.
You do?
It's right here in this crime photo. It is? Where? I don't... Defense, please point it out. What proves that the bloodstain on the outline of the victim is that of the victim's hand, you ask?
Take that!
Mr. Payne, take a good look at the victim's hand. Whee! Zoom in. See this? That's blood.
What?
If you place Mr. Roll's hand inside the bloody outline...
You think the blood on this hand would complete the splatter?
Exactly. Here goes nothing. And if they do form one complete splatter, it would prove my theory correct. Then the victim really was holding the box. I'm willing to bet my life on it. The defense reasserts the victim was the thief who stole the treasure box.
You can't be serious! I protest! There's no way they could have even match up. They assert that it's patently impossible for... Ow!
Talk about tongue karma. Sounds like you've just bit his. What's the matter, Mr. Payne? Did your forked tongue get tangled up in there? Or were you just trying to submit your own tongue to the court?
Why you...
I can hardly believe it. Apparently not everything out of the defense's mouth is a bluff. Of course not, Your Majesty. This tongue doesn't lie. And I'd like to continue to use my tongue in the future too, if you wouldn't mind. He never was to know it really was a bluff.
No, not...
Oh, I forgot his name. No, not Roll. I can't believe it. I'm sorry, Albhi. I know it's upsetting news. He must have needed the money badly, probably to support his family. After all, he even gave up his dream of becoming a monk to help them. Oh, so that thing Mr. Roll would say to me.
Albhi, you train hard and make sure you become a monk one day. Don't end up like me, he'd say.
Yeah. He was probably warning you not to end up a thief.
Mr. Roll.
Objection!
Now, just wait 1 minute. If the victim was the thief, then he was holding the treasure box. Then that means Mr. Roll was holding the murder weapon when he was killed.
Oh, that's a very good point. It doesn't make much sense, does it?
Objection!
If the victim was holding the treasure box, it couldn't have been the murder weapon. Which means the real murder weapon must be something else.
The real murder weapon? Something else?
The blood was thought to have gotten on the box when the box was used as a weapon. But it turns out that wasn't the case. The blood splattered onto the treasure box the victim was holding. When he was struck out with the real weapon, that's what really happened. Isn't that right, misunderstanding? Mister.
Are you insinuating I'm the one who used his real weapon?
Are you saying I'm wrong in my understanding? Oh my god. They particularly used that name just so they could have this pun. God.
You got me riled up, lawyer man. I feel a song coming on. Looking for a weapon that just don't exist. Pathetic lawyer man. Drop into the abyss. Despicable lawyer, you'll make me sick. You can disappear just like a magic trick. Worthless lawyer man done him by a weapon. For you, miserable wretch, hell doth be beckon. Yeah!
I know I don't need to remind you, defense, that your life is on the line. I know, Your Majesty. Yet you're prepared to risk it on this mere idea of a real murder weapon.
Death to the lawyer.
This is it, the moment of truth. I can't back down, not now. Yes, Your Majesty, I am. I'm confident the real murder weapon does exist.
That's a bold claim, Mr. Wright. Now let's see you back it up. Show us the piece of evidence points to this real murder weapon.
Gladly. If I knew which one it was, which would somebody like misunderstand and use to bludgeon someone? Now then, defense, please submit your evidence to the court.
Yeah, let's see it, lawyer man.
Excuse me.
Let's see this thing that shows the real murder weapon I used.
I'm just doing a quick glance here. Is it the guitar? Because it's changed. This is the old weapon. Old weapon. This is the old guitar. I'm just going to go on a limb and do this.
Take that!
What I'm about to present is really nothing more than a possibility. But this thin thread is all I've got. Allow me to direct the court's attention to this photo of the morning dance of devotion.
That photo? How is that going to help you, Mr. Wright?
There's something about it that doesn't sit right with me.
Oh yeah? And what's this something?
The thing is, here is odd to say the least.
Take that!
Misunderstanding. Why is the instrument you're holding different from the one you're playing in the photo? Would you look at that? They're completely different shapes. I believe you said your Darmalin was your one and only? Well, Mr. Understanding, what do you have to say to that?
I got nothing to say.
Then allow me to answer for you. They're different because the one in the photo is no longer playable condition. Not after you used it to bludgeon Mr. Roll to death.
Well, partner wasn't doing so hot, so I brought his sister along, that's all. Not a big deal, lawyer man.
In that case, please submit your old Darmalin to this court as evidence. I threw it away.
Too bad, you're too late. I got rid of her yesterday.
You what?
Burn her up with the rest of the trash. Ashes to ashes, baby.
No! He's already destroyed the evidence?
And I see more trash right here in this court that needs to burn in the fires of hell. Lawyer trash.
Now there's no proof to show.
Come on, what a pathetic. Your agony can sound better than that. Here's that great scream of yours.
This can't be how it ends. I think I've heard enough. It seems the defense is unable to produce the evidence it needs to prove its assertion.
Your Majesty, that's only because the witness destroyed it. Evidence is everything in court. That's in Japanifornia. Apparently it doesn't matter here, but apparently it does as well. Make up your mind. Don't tell me you've forgotten this most fundamental principle of our profession.
Without sufficient proof, your claim that Mr. Understanding is the murderer is no more than conjecture.
Ugh. There's that paid expression I've been looking for. By the way, there seems to be one more thing you're forgetting.
What is it now?
You accused Mr. Understanding of being the thief. The real thief turned out to be the victim.
Uh-oh.
And with that, Misunderstanding's perpetrated motive for murder goes out the window, purportedly.
Great point, prosecutor. You tell him. If I had been there, I would have just collared Roll and gotten the treasure back. There wasn't any reason for me to kill him now. Was there? There's no good counter-argument to that. It sounds to me like Mr. Understanding has been completely wrongfully accused. Unfortunate as it may be, I think it's time to hand down the verdict in this case. Not good, not good. Defense, I trust you understand what you yourself will receive on for taking on this case. What do I do? The murder weapon's been destroyed, and now I've got no motive. But Albhi will be convicted, and I will lose my life too.
Mr. Wright, you wasted his court's time and disparaged everything we hold sacred. We should charge you with lay majesty in addition to the crime of abetting the accused.
Yeah, you should pay for desecrating my good name. Bye-bye, lawyer man. Time for you to do some repenting. Twilight Realm. This guy's guilty as sin. I just know it. He must have had some reason to kill Mr. Roll. But what? Come on, people, let me hear you scream and shout. Time to take this lawyer trash out. Exterminate, annihilate. Exterminate, annihilate. The thing to do at a time like this is to turn my thinking around. I shouldn't be trying to figure out what Understanding's motive was. I should be thinking about what kind of situation would give him a motive. Did you steal it? He said. We know that Mr. Roll was the thief and that he had gotten his hands on the box. So then why? Why in the world did he ask Albhi the question? What about the treasure box would have been prompted him to... Ah! Defense, what's getting into you? Now I get it. Now it all makes sense. It's kind of obvious, but yeah, okay. Like, Paul Conker, man. What you trying to say? Muttering and squealing to yourself sounds like you knocked something loose upstairs. Your Majesty, please hold off your ruling just a little while longer. Don't tell me you're gonna start begging for your life now. No, Your Majesty, that's not it. It's just that I realized something important. We've been operating under a serious misconception this whole time. Misconception, you say? That's right. A mistaken notion about the treasure box. But could this really be true? If so, there's still a lot to figure out. Very well. Let's hear what you have to say. Thank you, Your Majesty. Your Majesty.
Your Majesty, this is just more of his nonsense. He is just stalling for time.
This is your last chance, defense. Second, I find it really is nothing but nonsense. No amount of begging will stay my hand. Understood? You know what would be cool if that moment it then shows the points and it shows all of the points highlighted to show the threat to this? Yes, Your Majesty.
You all know this is just going to be another one of your stupid bluffs.
Now, the defense, what is the misconception you mentioned? The thing we didn't realize about the treasure box was that it was empty. What if the treasure box was already empty from the start?
What?
What? Please recall that when Mr. Roll ran into Albhi on the Great Stairs, he asked the boy a question.
Did you steal it?
He said. Also, recall that Mr. Roll was holding the treasure box at the time. So why then did he ask Albhi the question that he did?
That is a bit peculiar, isn't it?
Not at all, Your Majesty. Not once you realize that. By the time Mr. Roll got to the treasure room, the treasure box was already empty.
I beg your pardon?
Mr. Roll suspected that Albhi had gotten to it first, which is why he confronted Albhi when he ran into the boy on the stairs.
Objection!
But how would the victim have known the treasure box was empty? He didn't have any way of opening it.
Objection!
Once a year, the victim had the duty of carrying the treasure box to the palace. He was so proud when he put on his charge in a guard room bar box treasure box. Yeah! He even got to carry the treasure box to the palace for the New Year's rite. He would have been able to tell by the weight when he lifted it that the box was empty.
Oh, I see. Yes, I suppose he would have been able to tell, wouldn't he?
Mr. Roll had most likely decided to at least steal the empty box. It's an important historical artifact in and of itself, after all.
Yeah, but what's your point, Mr. Wright? What does any of this have to do with Mr. Understanding?
My point is this. Second, just wiping my screen. It gave Mr. Understanding a motive to murder the victim.
A motive?
Misunderstanding, keep the treasure safe is one of your duties, isn't it? So if anyone had found out that the treasure was missing, you would have been accused of of incompetence. From the moment Mr. Roll discovered the treasure was gone, his fate was sealed, because you decided then that he had to be silenced forever.
But that's absurd!
Can you believe the stuff that comes out of this guy's mouth? This is all just a colossal joke.
So then what really happened to the treasure?
It had to have been stolen long before this incident occurred. By Mr. Please Love and Understanding himself.
Mr. Wright, will you stop at nothing to accuse Misunderstanding? No, Magistrate, please don't listen to these trumped-up charges the defense is grasping.
Objection!
The treasure box could only be opened with the key Mr. Understanding holds. Who else could have stolen the treasure?
Objection!
As I said, the accused stole the treasure by forcing the box open. No, Magistrate, I call for a swift ruling.
I'm not ready to give my verdict yet.
What?
The defense has successfully presented a new possibility in this case. Yes, finally, a tiny shred of hope.
Mr. Understanding, would you care to make any statement in response to the defense's claims?
This is bull. All bull. My noggin rage cage is ready to explode, baby.
Instructor Understanding, please calm yourself.
I'm not gonna take it. No, I ain't gonna take it. I duly watched over that treasure with pride. And now I'm getting accused of stealing it? This lawyer is a lying scumbag. You better believe I got something to say. Open your ear holes, sheeple. Let's rock. Death to the lying lawyer. Woo! Next part. This is long. Like, Jesus. This is the longest first case I've ever done. Lying lawyer. Steal the founder's orb? Me? I did it? This lying lawyer's insults no limit. All this time I guarded the orb faithfully. Sacred duty to the Holy Mother, easy to see. Hands unclean, the accused did the deed. Once the box open, no key did he need.
lying lawyer, condemn him to hell. Kick him, throw him into a prison cell.
Ugh. All right, we've now heard from both sides.
Either the treasure box was forced open by the accused as the witness claims,
Or misunderstand and opened it, as the defense claims. Defense, this is your last chance to cross-examine the witness.
Yes, Your Majesty.
If you are unable to prove your assertions by the end of this cross-examination,
And the DC Act will come into play, and both you and the accused will lose your lives.
I understand. Life or death, it all comes down to this.
Mr. Wright.
Don't worry, Albhi.
I'm here to defend you. I promise it will be all right.
Thank you. I believe in you, Mr. Wright. I know you can win for this for us. And after we win, we can go see Miss Maya. Together. It's a deal. I can't let Albhi down. He said, I can't let Albhi slow me down. That wouldn't make sense. I have to win this trial. Somehow, I have to prove that only understanding could have stolen the treasure.
Do your worst, Lord Trash. This is your requiem. The last song you'll ever hear on this mortal coil.
Right, here we go.
The final cross-examination.
Hold it!
But the argument that the orb was already gone before the murder fits all the facts.
It's no use even talking to you. Where's your proof that I stole the orb? Huh, Lawyer Trash?
He's right. I don't have any proof yet. But I'll find some.
Hold it!
Your sacred duty, huh? The problem with that is that I don't think you really are a true believer.
Why, you? How dare you question my faith? It's downright insulting.
I'm not trying to insult you, but I can't suspend logic either. You wormed your way into the temple with the intent of seeing the treasure, didn't you?
I've had all the insults I could take out of you, Lawyer Trash.
But you're the only one who could open the treasure box.
You just kept on arguing the same old lie. I sing the truth, hear my battle cry.
Hold it!
The defense didn't force the box open. That's a lie. In fact, you're the one who opened it. Isn't that right?
Come on. You just saw for yourself, didn't you? The lock was busted on account of the box being forced open.
Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah.
Well, there's your proof right there.
Ugh. Score one for the metalhead.
Look, if the accused really did try to force his way into the box, then how do you explain why the lock was busted and wouldn't open up for you earlier?
Huh. How do I explain why the box wouldn't unlock earlier? Maybe there's
a different key?
I'd like to suggest that a different key is required to open it. A different key?
To open the box?
As we saw earlier, the box wouldn't open with understanding's key. Which means there's a different key. The true key must exist.
Are you kidding me? Of course not.
You can't prove that it doesn't exist.
Just calm down a second and think about it, lawyer man. Why in the world would I bring a fake key here with me?
Why, you ask? Well, because... Huh.
Well, I guess you got me there.
Looks like this babbling brook you call a mouth has dried up at the source, defense.
Darn, I messed that one up.
Witness, please continue with your testimony. By continue, I mean go back so we can choose the other option.
Hold it!
Skip.
There's a different way to open the box.
Huh? What are you talking about?
There's a secret trick to opening it to protect its contents from being stolen. And you're the only one who knows how it works, isn't that right? Are you for real? You've been watching too many movies, lawyer man.
Ah, yes, so what are you, those tourists?
You're one of those tourists.
Honestly, Mr. Wright, did you come to expect making magic and mystery around every corner?
I'll have you know, Defense. The Kingdom of Khu'rain is not some sort of fantasy funland, where it certainly seems to be. Ugh. It's true I don't have any real grounds to make that assertion. And yet... Oh yeah, I feel another song coming on. A little number about a crazy lawyer with wild, fantastic ideas. The real method to open the lock, you say? Delusional man, there ain't no other way. Our new verse. Please do add it to your testimony, Mr. Understanding. The real method to open the lock, you say? Delusional man, there ain't no other way. Oh, I thought I'd get given a 3D view. Wait a minute. The shapes are different. I just noticed that. This one is like it going, not a full circle. It goes wee, which probably doesn't matter. But it goes wee, and then it goes left, right, left, right, left, right. Whereas the image on here goes left, right, left, right, left. Is that why it doesn't work? Has he been holding it the wrong way around? Excuse me.
Hold it!
Delusional, am I? We'll see about that. Wild ideas, that's called delusion. Mixed up lawyer drowned in confusion.
Indeed, the defense's sinful wrongdoing has made him lose touch with reality.
Let's hear it. What it'll be for his innocent flat of fancy. Nothing, because I'm not the delusion one. I just know there's got to be some secret trick to opening the treasure box. Oh, really? And where exactly is his secret hidden? The secret is obviously hidden in the box. The treasure box. Yeah, and where on the box is the secret exactly? Well, it's... I hadn't thought that far ahead. It's the carvings. There's definitely something going on there. Are you sure? You're sounding a little desperate, Defense. Desperate? Not at all, Your Majesty.
The carvings on the accused stuck in to see, even though it's forbidden, I might add.
Witness, can you tell us anything about these carvings on the box?
Of course, as head monk, I know all about them. Carvings depict Khu'rain's butterfly as it carries a soul in the Twilight Realm. They were made around the 7th century.
I see. Would you please add that information to your testimony?
Fine. Listen up, lawyer trash. Khu'rain's butterfly from the 7th century carries the Multitama Soul Elementary. Yeah.
Oh, or is it done upside down? It's either going to be this that is wrong, or the actual thing we need to look at, or it's this, with the thing with the bottom part of the top part of this is actually the key part. As you can see that it doesn't actually carry anything, it's actually in its wing. Might be wrong, I'm not sure though.
Hold it!
Press it first. I believe this butterfly design conceals some sort of secret.
Oh, yeah? Why don't you check it out for yourself, then?
Huh? What's with the smug look on his face? I think I'll do just that, Your Majesty, if I could. Nothing unusual here. Well, defense, what have you discovered? I'm afraid I haven't discovered anything, Your Majesty. Here, I'll return it now.
I told you, didn't I tell you?
Ugh. Then in that case, there must be some secret trick to the key.
Now you're suspicious of the key, are you? There's no reasoning, just no reason with this man. He accused forced the lock open. There's nothing more, no other explanation.
That's right. He desecrated the box by opening it without using this Matama key. Wait, what did he just say? I was thinking as many times I have to get it through your thick lawyer skull.
Only the Matama key unlocks the treasure. Force it and reap the founder's displeasure. Yeah! For the forgetful defense's sake, could you please add that to your testimony?
Oh, so you like this little number better, do you? Let's see. Should I have him swap in his statement? Sure. I believe the witness just sang a very important statement. Would like to switch into his testimony. Very well. Witness, if you would.
If I have to, carve it into your brain, lawyer man.
Objection!
Okay. Contradicts piece of evidence. You're laying your life on the line on that. And then what exactly about the testimony is inconsistent with that? Suddenly I'm not so sure. I apologize, Your Majesty. May I try again? By all means, but know this. You must drove a nail into your own coffin. I guess I'll press on it first then.
Hold it!
There must be some secret trick to this key.
Oh, yeah? And what exactly is the secret trick?
Huh? What's that smug look for? Maybe something like it can change shapes?
Wow, man, that's some wild imagination you got there. I'll give credit where credit's due. You can daydream like a champ. Just like any Magatama, this key is made of a translucent material. One look at it, pretty obvious that it can't change shapes.
Yeah, I wasn't really sold on that one either myself. But I felt like there was something odd about understanding his testimony just now. I think I better take another look through the evidence. Alright, well, if it's not that, I guess it's the key itself. And the thing is, it says here that the not even the Magatama key can open it, so...
Objection!
I would have thought it would have been the box, but I guess it's the key. Just a minute, I misunderstanding. You just called your key the Matama key, didn't you? Didn't you originally say it was called the Magatama key? Ow! The Matama key? What's that? I don't know, Your Majesty, but apparently it's a rather crucial question.
What? What's the big deal? So I said the wrong thing, so what? Simple slip of the tongue. An A for effort, Mr. Wright, but your grandstanding betrays your desperation. I'm afraid a small slip of the tongue like that adds absolutely nothing to your argument.
What say you, defense? Is it an important detail? Judging by understanding's reaction, I'd say it's everything my argument needs. Yes, Your Majesty, it's very important. This key is apparently not the Magatama key, but rather the Matama key. And I believe the discrepancy holds great significance for the defense.
Oh, man, just a meaningless mistake. Insignificant. You ran the trace train there, no lawyer. Your Majesty, Majesty, please don't pay the defense any heed. It's all nonsense.
To tell the truth, I'm not really clear on what the defense is driving at myself. However, I'm eager to find out.
What?
Defense, you will explain yourself like your life depends on it literally, because it does.
Okay, Judge.
Now then, is the name of the key an important detail?
Yes, it is an absolute important detail, I think.
Because the Matama key is connected to the Founder's Orb. I see. Very well. In that case, please show the court the grounds on which you are basing this claim. The grounds, Your Majesty? You can, of course, show grounds, can you not, defense?
Of course. What else can I say? I have to come up with something. Anything. Even if it's just a bluff.
The Matama key. Matama. It has to be somewhere that this ties Matama and the orb together. Don't keep me waiting, defense. What evidence shows the connection between the Matama key and the Founder's Orb? The song.
Take that!
What's that? The Song of Ceremony?
All this time, the answer was right there in front of me.
It's right there in the Song of Ceremony performed during the Dance of Devotion. Your Majesty, the Song of Ceremony tells of the treasure of the founder of Khu'rainism. But hidden within its lyrics is the secret behind how to really open the treasure box.
Holy...
Other!
Yeah! Now we're getting somewhere.
But how can that be, defense?
The Song of Ceremony contains the following lyrics. When the butterfly embraces the Matama, the favor of the orb is bestowed. I believe the Matama here refers to the Matama key.
Well, yes, this is the same word, but that doesn't mean...
We've been calling this key the Magatama key. That's why it was inserted the key into the lock with the Magatama design on it. But that was obviously not the right way to use it.
And I suppose you know the right way.
I do, Your Majesty. To use the key properly, you have to first... Oh, God. You don't say flip it upside down or flip it left and right. You say vertically and horizontally. Of course you do. I think it's horizontally is the right one I'm thinking of. You have to first flip the key horizontally.
Flip it horizontally? And what good would that do exactly?
It would turn the Magati key into the Amagatam key.
But haven't you been trying to argue with that it's a Matama key?
Oops. That's right. My apologies, Your Majesty. Please disregard all of that.
What you really have to do is flip it vertically.
That's the one. That's the one I meant to say. If we turn the Magatama side upside down like this. That is what I wanted to do. I wanted to turn it upside down, but I obviously chose the wrong one. I keep getting those two mixed up because it's stupid. Whee! It's rotating. It becomes the Khu'rainese symbol of the soul. In other words, a Matama.
Oh my, you're absolutely right. But now what? What do you do with it? It's too big to fit in the lock that way.
Oh, I knew he was just bluffing. Bluffs and lies are the only tools of his trade after all. There must be some other place this key fits, but where? Let's see, what were the words of the Song of Ceremony again? When the butterfly embraces the Matama, the favor of the orb is bestowed. Where should the Matama key actually be used? What the fuck? You can't just change it like that! Seriously, it didn't look like that before! Oh, whatever.
Got it!
Oh, it's animated too.
It's like, did you see that? My goodness. The treasure box, it really opened.
No way, man. What? No!
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the real secret behind the Song of Ceremony. It's the key to opening the treasure box. It's all over, Mr. Payne.
How so?
Let's say someone was fooled into trying to force the front-facing lock open. Sadly for them, it won't budge. That's because the lock is, after all, just a decoy. Then what you're saying is, neither the victim nor the defendant would have been able to open the box. They therefore had no way of stealing the treasure. The only one who could have stolen one is the one man who knew about the Matama key. Please love and understand it. But I'm not done yet. Please recall the scene of the crime. On the floor by Mr. Roll's body was the very unlocked and very open treasure box. Only someone who knew how to open the box could have left it in that state. And so, there can only be one true culprit. Admit it, Mr. Understanding, you're the one who killed Mr. Roll.
He's doing a rapid solo.
Cuckoo, cuckoo. Curse him. It's all his fault. He had to try and steal the treasure. Why'd I have to spot him with that box? On my way to the storeroom after the morning dance. It's his fault I had to cause that blackout and clock him good. Yeah! I couldn't let my secret get out. Nobody could know the treasure box was empty. I'd lose my position as head monk. Who knows what else they'd do to me? I couldn't let... I had to stop. What a shocking development. I can scarcely believe it. Nothing like this has ever happened since the DC Act was enacted 23 years ago.
No, my perfect, unblemished record. Destroyed. The incredible pain. Ruined. No!
His hair's just completely gone now.
Did the lawyer really win? Can't believe it.
No way! This can't be happening! Peace, I said peace. Honestly speaking, I'm just as shocked as everyone else. But the truth has been made known, so it is time for me to give my verdict. In the name of the Holy Mother, this court finds the accused, Albhi not guilty. Woo! This is weird. Butterflies. Cool. Why is he not perturbed by this at all? What happens if someone's found guilty? Do daggers come flying out? April 24th, 1:36 p.m. High Court of Khu'rain. Accused lobby. Oh, still quite a commotion. People in the gallery show no sign of clearing out. I can't believe it. Not guilty.
I'm still in shock. Can you believe that guy?
can feel everybody's eyes on me.
This can't be happening. It's impossible.
Oh, Holy Mother, preserve us. I've never been in the defendant lobby quite this uncomfortable. Mr. Wright. Oh, Albhi. Thank you. Thank you so much for what you did for me.
Doggy.
I'm just glad it turned out okay. It was touch and go there for a while. For a while? For the entire case? What are you talking about? I'm really sorry, Mr. Wright. I had a really hard time trusting you at first. That's okay, Albhi. I know how unpopular lawyers are in this country now. How did it ever get this way in the first place? Allow me to explain. At least, I wish I could explain. But I don't really know why. I never even questioned it before today. By the time I was born, all the lawyers were already gone. As far back as I can remember, verdicts have always been based on her benevolence's insights. Right. Rafa, the royal priestess. The child.
You would imply that the trials of this country are unfair to explain, outsider. All verdicts founded on truths imparted by the very souls of the dead lack impartiality.
For her part, I'm sure she really believes in what she says, but she almost got an innocent boy killed that's only like 8 years old. Actually, look at the court record. He's 9. I was actually really close. Even with her benevolence's divination seances, lawyers are still necessary. Without proper defense, people could easily wind up receiving wrongful convictions. Mr. Wright? Shh. Huh? Don't say that so loud. People might think you're a rebel. You could be arrested. Oh, okay, so this is one of those dystopian countries then, where it's like you can't have free thought. So, well, if there's no people that's going to say the opposite, then we're just going to get people that's wrongfully convicted. Don't say the truth! Don't say that. You'll get in trouble and shot. A rebel? That's right. One of those people going against our queen and the court system. Is that the queen? They call themselves the Defiant Dragons. And they're led by a scary guy named Dirk. They'll do anything to overthrow her eminence, even commit crimes. Dirk. I remember people in the gallery mentioning that name. Things you're saying will sound a lot like the stuff they say. But you're not scary like that Dirk guy. Pardon the intrusion. I don't know who this is yet. Oh, hello! Oh, God. He's smoking a cigar. He has a beard. I guess it's going to be like a cool voice, but not like, yeah, man. You know, not like that. I'll just try it. Just fuck it. But you, yeah, you. I want to talk to you. See? Flat, is it? Right, sir. Phoenix Wright. And you are... I'm the Khu'rain's Mister of Justice. The name's Inga Khu'rain. I see the whole legal shebang. I was watching the three-ring circus in there. You were? Wow. Minister of Justice. So he's in charge of the entire court system. Defense Culpability Act and all. Minister Inga, how are you, sir? Run along, Minnie Monk. Grown-ups are talking. Yes, sir. Very sorry, sir. May I help you with something? Just wanted a good look at you. Guys like you aren't exactly a dime a dozen around here. Huh? Well then. He's eyeing me like I'm some kind of exotic creature in a cage. Oh yeah, might as well share this little morsel with you. Turns out Roll was a seasoned thief, a repeat offender, see? Had my men look into it, and they found all the booty he'd pilfered right there in his digs. But he seemed like such a nice man. Why, Mr. Roll, why? The dog's licking him. Guess he was doing it for the family. What a mook. A mook? How can you say that? Huh. Guess that kind of sub-story gets you common folk all misty-eyed, huh? Anyway, another thing. I had my men check out the understanding fella, too. He wasn't the one with the sticky fingers. It's the insurgents. What? They put the squeeze on our head monk, apparently. So we gave up the Founder's Orb and tried to keep it hush-hush. Wow, I see. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah, say white. That was a cute little number you pulled in my courtroom today, wasn't it? First not guilty ruling in 23 years. You're making waves, see? Stirring the pot. Catch my drift? And stirring the pot is bad, I guess. Oh, well, yikes, I'm in it for it now. Thanks to that summer dance, we know our precious national treasure got nicked. So I'm going to call it a wash and let it slide this time. But all I did was defend the accused. You do best to read between the lines here and there, chump. You're standing on thin ice. Get my drift? Even a dirty, no-good punk knows to cash in his chips before the house steps in. Do us both a favor. Keep an eye on the path you're walking down. You never know whose toes you might be stepping on. This ain't your turf, buddy. Never forget whose soil it is you're standing on. Yikes. He was kind of scary, wasn't he? Yeah, well, no use worrying about it. What do you mean, no use worrying about it? He's probably going to come a pain in the ass the next case. Onwards. We have more important things to think about. Such as when can we continue the sightseeing tour? Tour? Ooh, anytime, sir. We still have plenty of time until Miss Maya's training ends. And there are still lots more temples to see, and all kinds of local foods to eat. I can show you the natural beauty of the area, and the waterfalls used for training. And I haven't even shown you the breathtaking mountain view from the Plaza of Devotion yet, and there's places where you really step off the cliff. Great view of the Twilight Realm, but alright. Slow down, Albhi. There's plenty of time. And when we're done with all that, we can go to see Miss Maya together. You bet. Maya, wonder how she's doing. Hope she's okay. Turns out she's going to be the next case, most likely. The first time we see her, she gets put in trial for murder. Second time we see her in the next game, she puts on trial for murder. This time, she's going to be put on trial for murder again.
So, how about that not guilty, jerk?
I heard. Sounds like the winds of change are beginning to stir.
Oh, that's a cool picture. I like the butterflies. The butterflies are cool. End. Oh, finally, episode 1 done. Oh, good job, everyone. First case, yeah. We don't even get paid for it because we're on holiday. So, you know, next case goes hard. Oh, great. But I swear, that voice actor sounds familiar. I think he's been in another game. Or at least he's been in a lot of stuff. Okay, so, if I recall correctly, you said that, Rafatron, you said that there wasn't a intro for the next case? They never pay him. Well, he's got to be paid, otherwise he wouldn't have a house or home or anywhere. He wouldn't have food. But yeah. If there's no intro, we can just end it, and then we can continue next time. I don't think it has an intro? Okay. Alright, well, if there is no intro, the Jameson price. Oh, God. I think... Yeah, I think we can end it there. So, return to games menu. And we can end there for today. Jameson Price. Oh! I thought you were saying that it was the they got given the Jameson, you know, like from Spider-Man. He gave him his price, which isn't a lot or something. But all right, we shall end there for today. We shall pick this up next week Tuesday, so tune in for that. I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying this one. I haven't played it before, so I don't know how it's going to go later. But for now, it's been fine. I've actually been enjoying it. It definitely feels like it's a at least this first case was like a step above Apollo Justice, and maybe equal to, if not slightly better than the first case of Dual Destinies. But there's still plenty of game to go, so we'll probably see how it truly hangs up. But for now, it's been fine. I'm enjoying it. I like the more detailed animations. I like the amount of cutscenes that we've gotten, because there were very few in Dual Destinies. I think they were testing it out, and then when they saw that people really liked it, they started to add a lot more in this one. That's the feeling I'm getting. So it'll probably be like we're going to have like double, if not triple, the amount of cutscenes we had in Dual Destinies, which is great. Hopefully they're not as cheesy as Dual Destinies could have gotten, with Apollo going really emo and all that. But we'll see. So that's it for today. So thank you all for joining. Hope everyone enjoyed. As usual, like, follow, subscribe to that bell notification so you know when the next stream. If it doesn't work, that means you might have to turn it off and turn it on again, because sometimes it does that. Sometimes that works. Doesn't work all the time, but sometimes turning it off and on again works for some reason. Instead of them fixing it, they just tell you to do that. And if you want to support me directly, there's links to Patreon and tips in the description and below the video, depending on where you're watching from, be it Twitch or YouTube. And if you do become a patron, you get your name added to the Patreon list here, where I give you a shout out at the end of every stream, like I do with Hiroru Akuni and the Swordmaster 37. I greatly thank you for the continued support, and I greatly appreciate you. And we get to defend a kid in court. We win, and then we get insulted by the defense minister or whatever his name was. But yeah, that's it for today. So y'all have a nice rest of the day. I'll see you tomorrow with more Remember Me. And until then, y'all take care. Have a nice rest of the day. Bye, Ruffletron. Bye, everyone else. Bye-bye.